Hello friends. Today we meet Constance Baker Motley. She was a brilliant lawyer and a path-breaking public leader. She was the first black woman to serve as a federal judge. She was an African-American pioneer who used the law to open doors for students and workers and voters across the United States. This story is about courage and steady work. It also shows how smart planning can change a nation. You will hear how one person used learning and patience and law to make life more fair for millions. You will see how strong ideas become strong actions. You will learn how to speak up for fairness in your own world. Constance was born in 1921 in New Haven, Connecticut. Her parents came from the island of Nevis. They worked long hours to support a large family. They taught their children that learning is a treasure. As a child, she loved to read history. She watched real trials at the courthouse. She learned that rules can be unfair. She also learned that people can improve those rules. A local civic leader heard her give a strong speech. He offered to help pay for college. She went to New York University. She studied hard and finished with honors. She then went to Columbia Law School. She set a clear goal. She would use the Constitution to help people live with equal rights. After law school, Constance joined the NAACP Legal Defense Fund. Thurgood Marshall led the team. She started as a law clerk and soon became a staff attorney. Her job was to study laws and court cases. She used that knowledge to fight unfair rules. The team gathered stories from families. They measured long bus rides to faraway schools. They counted missing books and broken desks. They compared old buildings with new buildings. They used facts to show that separate schools were not equal. Constance helped write legal briefs that explained the 14th Amendment. Equal protection means the state must treat people fairly. It also means that public schools must serve every child. Constance turned careful research into clear arguments. She showed that truth plus patience can bend the law toward justice. Constance argued in courthouses across the South. She traveled by train and by car. She often faced angry crowds. She helped win the case that allowed James Meredith to enter the University of Mississippi. She worked on the case that opened the University of Georgia to Hamilton Holmes and Charlayne Hunter. These victories were about books and classrooms and also about dignity and safety and hope. She protected peaceful protesters who asked for fair treatment. She proved that the Constitution shields the right to learn and the right to speak. Constance became the first black woman to argue before the Supreme Court. She stepped to the lectern with a steady voice and a clear plan. She argued 10 cases. She won 9 victories. The court ruled that students could not be blocked from public schools. The court said that state officials must obey the Constitution. The court also said that peaceful protesters have rights under the First Amendment. These wins became guideposts for judges and teachers and police across the country. Each decision helped turn the words of the Constitution into real-life protections for real people. Her work showed that careful reasoning can open locked doors. Her success also showed young people that law can be a tool for service. Constance used a simple plan to solve hard problems. First, she listened to the people facing harm. Then she collected facts. She counted miles to schools. She copied classroom lists and budgets. She interviewed teachers and principals and students. Next, she studied past cases and found the key precedent. She asked what rule fits these facts. Then she wrote briefs in plain language. She matched each fact to a rule. She spoke with respect in court. She stood firm about rights. She mentored younger lawyers so the work would continue. She worked in teams so the plan did not depend on one person. She reminded everyone that fairness grows from truth. She proved that kindness and discipline can stand strong against fear. Constance did not stop at the courthouse. In 1964, she won a seat in the New York State Senate. She was the first black woman to serve there. She worked for fair housing and better schools and safer parks. She supported laws that protect children and workers and seniors. She showed how facts can guide budgets and programs. In 1965, she became Manhattan Borough President. That office helped lead parks and housing and roads and public works in the heart of New York City. In 1966, President Lyndon B. Johnson chose Constance to be a judge on the United States District Court for the Southern District of New York. She was the first black woman federal judge. She handled cases about jobs and schools and housing and speech and public safety. She wrote careful opinions that other judges could follow. She became chief judge in the early 1980s. Lawyers praised her calm courtroom. Clerks learned from her clear writing. People who came before her felt seen and heard. She treated every person with dignity. She believed that justice must be steady and fair. Constance Baker Motley passed away in 2005. Her work shaped how America understands equality. If you like this video and would like to see more content like it, please give it a thumbs up, share it with others, and subscribe to our channel. Our goal is to educate while preserving history.